Good day, good night, CFR Network, CFR News, welcome back. As you
Hello.
can see, I have a very special guest with me today, model, influencer, and all around good girl, Danii Banks. How are we?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
You're most
How are you
welcome.
doing?
We're getting there. We're getting there. The summer is finally kind of getting to the shores of little old England. So we're getting some nice weather. Weekends, we're gonna get up to like the 80s and stuff
Does it snow there?
all the time.
Oh, okay. So it's like winter time there.
It's
Like
it's
in the winter,
it's pretty
like real
much
winter.
real winter. I mean, we do get little bits of summer occasionally, but generally it's like a winter, autumn that we just live through.
Oh, there's never like summer.
Not really. In the olden days, we had proper seasons, so we'd have spring, and all the rest of it in a nice little procession. But these days, it's if it's not raining, it's snowing. If it's not
It sounds
snowing,
depressing there. You need to go to Miami.
where it's
You need to go to
yes,
Miami.
it would be a beautiful. Well, look, any part of the wilderness of North America would be a wonderful place, apart from here at the moment, especially with what's been going on over the last year plus.
Is everything like open there yet or no?
Well, the 21st of June,
Mhm.
the Prime Minister is supposed to have, well, there's a roadmap, these quote unquote roadmaps to opening up and stuff. So 21st, everything's supposed to have been opening up, no more social distancing, masks, etc. But as of this week, a big juicy bot I might add, um, he's saying we may extend it for another 2 weeks. So we're kind of open. We can go to restaurants now.
Okay, that's good.
We
You
can
can actually
go
be social in some way.
in a sort of a format, yes, and we can go to the gymnasium as well. The gyms have been
Okay.
open, yeah. So that we're getting there. It's kind of getting back to normality, but it's still awfully strange.
Over it.
Yeah, I think you know what? I think the world is over it right now.
Like at first it was like, okay, cool, I have a break, like stay at home because like I love to stay at home anyways. I'm like, yes, I don't have to like go places. But like now it was like getting to the point where I was like, okay, like I'm sick of this, like ready to like go back to like normal life.
See
Like,
people,
right.
experience things, go on the
But
plane.
luckily I was like in Atlanta, like living here while it was happening, and nothing ever really like closed. Like literally the clubs and everything have been open like this whole time. So
With no social distancing, or would they
no.
being
Barely. It's Atlanta. Like literally, like I've been doing everything this whole time. So
so are we talking about all of Atlanta or specific parts of Atlanta?
I don't even know. Yeah, maybe like specific like places.
Mm.
But everywhere I went, it was pretty simple.
The welcoming brigade was there. The red carpet was like, yeah, man, come
Right.
on
Like,
through. No, no, no pandemic here.
right. And this is where I caught COVID. So it's like, okay, makes sense.
I heard about that story. I heard you talk about that. Yeah, what was that experience like?
It was miserable. Like at first, I was just like, thought I was just really sleepy. And I was like, why am I not waking up today? Like, what the heck? And then I was just like, my lower back hurt so bad. I was like basically body aches. And I was like, oh
Okay.
my God. Like, and then the nighttime hit and I was like, I'm on fire. Like my head is on fire, but I'm freezing. I'm like, I have a fever, but I haven't had a fever since I was like a little kid. So I was like,
Hmm.
okay, this is weird. This is weird. So I'm like calling my parents who are in Michigan and I'm like, oh my God, I'm dying. Like I'm freaking out. And like I'm bawling like a little kid. Like I'm like, I want my mom, like mom, like. And so my makeup artist was staying with me at the time. And he was actually doing like makeup for someone else, like while I was in the bed. And I called him, I was like, you gotta take me to the hospital. Like I'm like dying. And he was like, all right, I'm on my way. So we go to urgent care and I get there and they're like, please, ma'am, you have to stay outside. And I was like, okay. And it's raining, like storming.
Oh man.
Mind you, it's storming. So I go inside, or I don't get to go inside. They come outside, they swab my nose, the one that goes all the way up your face.
All right, you know what? Then let's stop there
I'm
for a
literally
moment.
hunched over shivering because I'm in so much pain, like
What,
my body.
Danny? What was that like? Because I've seen videos and it doesn't
You
look
never
very.
had it?
No.
Oh my God, I've had so many of them damn things by now, but um it was just uncomfortable. Like you want to like sneeze, like literally it's like goes up your face.
Oh
Like
dear.
no exaggerating. Like I don't like I'm concerned. I was like, did you hit my brain? Like I don't understand what's happening right now. Like is my eyeball still there? Like where does this actually lead to?
Some torture.
So yeah. So 20 minutes later, like, yeah, you're positive for COVID. And I look over at my makeup artist and I was like, oh my God, so you have to have it too, duh. And then he tests negative. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is so weird. So then like they're like, bye. And I'm like, okay, so I came all the way here just to find out I have COVID. And then they just like send me home. And I'm like, what do I do? They're like, there's nothing you can do. And I was like, wow. So then when we get all the way back to my house, mind you, we drove like 45 minutes to go to this like 24-hour urgent care. We go all the way back to my house and the power's out. My phone's on like
Damn.
2%. The power's out because of the storm. So my electricity was off. My phones were dead. So I literally couldn't even call my parents to tell them what happened. I'm like laying in the bed. It was like 4 a.m. this time. So until like 2 p.m. the next day, we had no power and I had no phone. It was like miserable. Like it was just so terrible. Ugh.
Stone Age. You literally had to go back to the Stone Age, and
Literally. And I'm just like, what do people do? Like, and I heard that you can't take ibuprofen when you have it. So I was like taking Tylenol and like my fever wasn't breaking. Like it was just
so okay, that's something new. I've never heard that. Then you shouldn't take ibuprofen if you've.
that's what I heard. Like I don't know, like back then. I don't know if it's
Okay.
changed since then,
Yes.
but I was just taking like Tylenol or whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
I honestly don't even know if that's accurate to this day. But since I travel so much for work and like to live,
Mm-hmm.
I did decide to get the vaccine. So at first I was like I've already had it, why do I need it, da da da. But like my mom was like, they're probably gonna eventually make you have to have one, so whatever. I'm not one of those people that do too much research into it, so
You
I got the vaccine.
just did it. All right then. So trustfully, young lady, you are not one of those people who are seen on the videos who can put magnets onto their arm and they
I've
stay there.
never done it.
You ain't done it yet.
Damn, should I try it?
I say you try it. Go for it,
Evan,
girl. Get that magnet, put it on the arm, and let's see.
Evan, or King. I got the vaccine. So you've seen the people that put the magnet on your arm?
Oh yeah, you got a magnet?
Yeah, downstairs.
Ooh, let's try it.
I want to try it.
Yeah, man. Let's do this.
But what? Why do they say it does
They
that?
put a chip in your ass.
It's not no
It's a
chip.
liquid chip.
What? What do they want to know where
Yes.
I'm at for?
That
Well, I feel special.
They want to
You-
block everybody's rotation.
look. We've got little pocket computers in our handbags or purses,
Well,
whatever.
I'm gonna take it as a compliment at this point. If they want to follow me around,
But
okay.
that's if we put on the tinfoil hats, apparently there is nanotechnology in there, and that has got some kind of metallized elements in there, etc., etc. Me
I don't
personally,
believe it.
I don't think it's real. I think these people are staging it, and it's just for little clicks and views for the internet.
I don't believe it.
I'm-
Anyways, so
don't get it wrong. I mean, I'm very open to, I question everything. But in respect to that, there's some things where it's like, come on,
yeah, no, I know.
are you
For sure.
serious? So going back to the zombie apocalypse and you contracting the contagions, quote unquote, how did it affect you sort of like business wise when they started to lock down?
Yeah, so I was like, it was I think it was October like 26th when I got it. So I had a hosting in like Houston that weekend for Halloween. I had like a double like booking, like 2 days, like club appearance thing.
Mhm.
And I had to like cancel everything. And then I had to like, do 14 days in the house and all that crap. And then I went and got retested to make sure I was negative, and then I flew home to see my parents. But it was a mess. Ugh.
It sounds like it. Well, you've done, in your opinion, the right thing. You're not suffering any ill effects like some people might say in regards to taking the vaccination. So, you've gone through it. Trust in
I
your
did
body.
get sick after the vaccination though. Like, um, actually, I'm supposed to get my second dose on Monday, which is ironic that we're talking about it, but because you get your first dose and then you wait 28 days, then you get your second. So it's been about 28 days, like I think as of today, actually. And then I'm gonna do my second dose on Monday. But after I took my first dose, I was very like body achy, like sore throat, like it
Same
was
kind of
like
thing.
but I didn't have like a cough. Like most people, it's like in your chest, but it wasn't like that for me.
Okay, so I take it you still had your sense of taste, etc.
No, when I actually had COVID, no. I lost my sense of taste and smell, I think on day 3 or day 4. It was bad. Actually, was it day 5 when I lost it? It was like one of those days. It wasn't the beginning though. I remember I was making cookies and I was like, fuck this. Oh, excuse my language. I was like,
No,
screw
don't worry.
this. Okay, I'm like, screw this. Like, I'm sick. I'm gonna eat cookies and eat cookie dough and like make cookies and be fat and like don't care. And I'm like making cookies and I'm like, why can't I taste the cookie dough? And like it just happened that fast. Like I literally couldn't even smell anything, couldn't taste. So I started freaking out. It's actually kind of scary. It's like, hi, is it ever gonna come back? But it did end up coming back. But I don't feel like it came back like it was before, if that makes sense. And like since COVID, I have like the worst nightmares. Like it's bad. Like I usually have nightmares anyways, but like not like this. And like I'll have like really bad night sweats. And like I don't know, it's weird. And I just started doing that. So I know it has something to do with COVID.
Do you remember? You're a non-smoker, I take it. Well, are you a smoker?
No, I don't smoke.
Okay, so you remember your dreams then, I take it, yes?
Yeah, I usually really remember my dreams. And like lately they've been very intense, like crazy stuff. So it's like really weird.
Do you write them down, Danii?
No, I never have. And actually, I really want a dream book because
Yeah.
it was 2 nights ago I dreamed that I was pregnant and it's starting to freak me out because I heard that if you dream you're pregnant, that it's not really that you're pregnant, but I think it's like someone else.
Someone else. Yes, if you
So
dream
I'm like, who's
pregnancy.
pregnant? Like,
Yeah.
what's going on? Like, as long as it's not me, I don't really care. But
it's generally someone close within your family or close friends who is like family who will be pregnant generally when people dream of or there's another one as well. If you dream of fish.
Yeah, yes, that's true. I think it's when you dream of fish. Is it when you're pregnant? It's something, but you know what? I always dream of snakes, and I know that means something too.
Yeah,
like there's always snakes in my dreams.
It's hard. I don't know about these days, but my mother used to have 2 or 3 very old dream books.
Dream books?
Yeah, and they could. Nowadays, the newer stuff, I don't know what the hell they're putting in there, but it doesn't seem very genuine. It seems quite out there, spacey kind of thing. Whereas this stuff seemed a lot more sort of realistic. And then when stuff would play out, you'd be like, oh, okay, that made sense.
Yeah, I need to get one of those books. Usually I'll Google it. Like when I wake up, I'm like, oh my God, why am I dreaming of these things?
Yes. And maybe even go onto eBay and get yourself like a really old one.
Yeah.
Which will have the real.
I'm gonna look into it.
Yeah. Fun and games. So heritage-wise, young lady, as we was discussing before we started, where are your parents from?
Well, basically, like technically, we're all from Michigan, like their parents and extended, whatever. But like my mom's family is like English, like you, and Czechoslovakian. And my dad's family is like Swiss, German, and I don't know, some other like Eastern Europe. Is that Eastern Europe? I don't even know.
Yeah.
Somewhere over there.
So do you culturally wise or heritage wise, what does your family sort of identify or celebrate as? Or is it just American now?
I feel like Americans are so uncultured, like real Americans. Like we don't really have anything that we like follow or like, I don't even know. It's like sad, right? I don't even think we have anything like special like that.
What about
like not even any special like dish or anything? It's
no,
just, like,
you haven't got you haven't got a cuisine or nothing, like a special dish like.
I'm trying to think.
Strudel or something.
Chicken and dumplings, like things like that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
my dad makes stuff like that, but like I don't really cook, so I
Is
just
it?
eat basic stuff like steak, potato, veggie, like super like regular.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
You
is it?
know,
So you do you not have an interest in cooking, or do you just like the after, like,
I
consuming?
love eating, obviously, but like I don't know, like I've always lived alone. I'm always like, and I still live alone. So it's so hard for me to cook or want to cook because I'm like, wow, like by the time I'm done cooking, I don't even want to eat the food. It's weird. Like I have this complex where like when I cook the food and then after I don't want to eat it. But the other night I did actually make food and I liked it and I ate it. So I was really surprised. I was like, wow, I actually ate my own food that I cooked.
What did you do?
And what I make?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I made steak with like grilled onions, and then I made like mashed potatoes, which was my favorite, like mashed potatoes. And then I made like steamed cabbage. I make this really like cool steamed cabbage. Like I don't know how to explain it. I can't tell you what I put in it.
Special recipe.
I love cabbage. I don't know, it's weird, but I like cabbage.
It's got lots
But
of
yeah, I do
zinc, I
like
think,
regular
cabbage.
stuff. You what?
I think cabbage has a lot of zinc, from what I can
Oh
recall.
yeah, I don't even know.
Leafy greens are good for you, so you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing.
Yeah, I
And
try.
and cooking looks very easy with your normal kind of nails that you've got. I've been speaking to some young ladies with some talons, and it's like, how on
Yeah, I don't do those
earth?
no more. I used to do them. I just do regular nails now because I'm like, I got too much going on. I need to maneuver.
This is it. Like, how do you converse? How do you like open doors and stuff and tie
No,
shoelaces?
honestly, I used to hate when people used to say that to me, like, how do you wipe your ass? Or how do you go to the bathroom? I'm like, easy. Like, I don't know. Like, I used to have the long
Yeah.
daggers also, but you get used to it. It's hard to explain. It's like you just have to have the nails and then you'll be like, oh, okay. Like, it's just like
Oh,
anything.
you're gonna have a special technique, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Clearly, you're not going to like wipe your ass with your nails. Like, it's
Take
like,
some of your insides out with you as well.
right. So I don't know. Yeah, I just like to keep it simple now. I'm like, I already got enough going on. I don't need to have these long ass nails.
You sure have, mademoiselle. You sure have. So as a youngster growing up in Detroit, right?
Yeah, like northern Michigan, actually.
Okay.
Like, if like here's the state, right?
Yeah.
Michigan is like a mitt.
Mm-hmm.
Like Detroit would be like here. I'm
Okay.
from like here
Ah,
in like the
okay.
middle. Yeah.
The D. You was brought up in the D and now you're in the A.
Yeah. And then, well, I moved to Miami first, and then I moved back to Detroit, and then I moved to Atlanta. I moved to Atlanta when I was like 25, I think. Yeah, 25. I'm 31 now. I know you're gonna ask. I'm 31. I don't lie
I
about my age.
I listen, I never ask a woman her
It's okay.
age.
Most girls lie, and I don't lie. I'm like, yeah, I'm 31. I don't care.
You gotta be look, you gotta be
I'm
real.
proud of my growth. I don't feel like I'm too old for shit. Like it is what it is.
Well, I guess if you're in your 30s, you're not necessarily seen as like a hot young female, I guess, but not at all. It's all about how you feel inside and also how you
Yeah.
appear as well.
To me, like I'm where I am in my life now, I'm like the happiest. Like my 20s, it was just like I was lost, but I feel like that's just what it's for. Like you're just trying to find yourself and figure out what
Mm,
you want to do, where you belong, what like did I like,
yeah.
like all the trials and tribulations of relationships and all that crazy shit. I mean, I still am single, don't get it twisted, but um I just now, I mean, I have more of an understanding like what to do with like my life
Mm.
and my finances and like, I just feel grown now.
Goals and
So
purposes through trial
yeah,
and
like I'm
error.
like smarter now and like I don't know, I'm happy. Like I'm fine. I mean, once I hit probably like 40, I'm gonna be like, okay.
Well, you're a smart young lady, and
I am smart.
you plan, you clearly plan based upon what you've been doing today and what you'll be doing after this our conversation.
Yeah.
So a lot of thought goes into what you're doing. So I'm pretty sure well before we get to the age, you get to the age of 40, you'll be in a total different space.
Yeah, I feel like that too. And like, I eventually want to have kids and a husband, all that fun stuff. And I feel like right now, like more my mental spaces, like that's not like my life. But like I think
Mm,
eventually it will be,
yeah,
So
fun, business, travel, experiences. Um, you know, I think that would encapsulate, your stages maybe moving forward until you get to that point where yeah, it's time to procreate and find, the other half of me.
exactly. And I don't know what it's like over there, but over here, these guys are something else.
Well, you know what? I do. I think it would be good if we did like an exchange. So you get an English guy, and then some of us get American women. I think the clash of not so much the clash of cultures, but the different cultures mixing together would make better relationships potentially. Because I do hear a lot of women say that the American men are on a different planet kind of thing.
They're trash. I don't know who raised them, but they don't know how to treat women or be respectful. Like I've never seen anything like it.
And it's about balance.
I
I
think
mean,
it's a generation though, because like my father would never treat my mom the way these guys talk to women. Like if my dad even heard half of the way these guys talk to me, he'd be like, absolutely not. He'd freak out. Like,
well, what setting would men be talking to you in any kind of disrespectful way?
like the guy that I talked to now, I just called him. I was like, "Oh, are you coming over later?" And he was like, "Oh my god, I don't know when I'm gonna be done with this." Like freaking out. And I was like, "No one is stressing you out. I just asked like if you were coming over. Like, do you know how many guys wish I was asking if they're coming over?
And
Like, please. Like, he doesn't deserve me anyways. Like, I always end up talking to him because I just be bored. But now I'm like discussing that this
yeah,
is why you're always blocked. So he's blocked again.
I
So hopefully
think
he sees this.
yes, trustfully he will. And you know what? Based upon what you've just said, you just laid out the full program. That kind of energy and that kind of like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Regardless if you are who you are, with the 100 million plus followers you've got, right? Even if you were just a quote unquote regular female, what someone calls you up and says, "Oh, babe, are you coming to see me tonight?"
Like
It's like,
how hard is it to be nice? But I think he has issues. Like he's just rude. So I was like, you know what? I just hung up.
good thing, good thing. All right, then you know what I should do? I should at this point, because I know everyone's going to be screaming at me in the comments now. Let me play righteous advocate.
The
So
what?
rather than playing devil, we never play devil's advocate. I play righteous advocate.
Okay.
So the young gentleman who you spoke with, he's a little intimidated by your success, etc. So he
Probably.
feels that he can't be too submissive and he has to be
He
like,
told me we went to eat the other day. He told me he feels like I make him feel less of a man because of my success. I was like, what?
yeah,
How is that even a thing? I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
it has
I
to
was like,
be.
maybe you should get your shit together.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And I
You,
don't feel I'm not like that. Like I want a man's man. Like I don't want to feel like I'm like in charge of my man. Like I don't like that. Like I don't want my man to be a pussy. Like who the fuck
mm.
wants that? Like, I don't want to like control a dude, but it's like I just feel like I'm always the alpha. Like I don't know why.
You take control.
But I'm so independent that it's like I don't know how to explain it. I
So
just need a guy who like is sure of themselves and just like this is what we're doing, this is what's going on. what's up? And I'm gonna be like, okay.
But you know what, as well, I think with yourself being so independent and being that you've been on living independently for such a long time, I think you also would be contributing to it a little bit by not letting your guard down a little bit, or not, no, not let's say that, not letting your guard down, not giving. So your plan is this, and rather than giving 10% of that plan away for the other half to maybe dictate, you're like, no, that's the plan. You either get on the bus or stay at the station.
Yeah.
Peace.
What's crazy is I don't even like, I block him and don't talk to him for like a month, and then he seems to like try to hit me up, and I'm like, why? Like, and he complains about everything I do. So I'm like, what do you even call me for? Like, I'm so confused. Like, if you hate everything about me, why do you call me? Like, it's just so weird. It's toxic to say the least.
It
And
sounds it.
we're the same sign, and like every guy I date is always the same sign as me, and that's probably why it's like I'm always attracted to like the same sign as me, and then it's like it never works. So I just need to like, but when it works, it's good. But like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course, of course.
Because we like the same stuff and like we act the same way. Like I'm a Taurus, so I'm like super homebody,
Yeah.
super outgoing,
Bullheaded.
like, lazy, hard-headed, stubborn. That's the thing. Like we're both stubborn, so no one ever gives in. It's both like he'll block me, I block him. Cool.
Yeah. Happy belated birthday for
Thank you.
for your day, your special day.
What's your sign?
Well, we're in it now. It's Gemini season.
You're a Gemini?
Yeah, the best sign ever.
My assistant that's here, he's a Gemini. I get along with Geminis. My other friends in Gemini. So I actually don't have anything bad that I've ever dealt with a Gemini.
Yeah, Geminis are normally cool. You know, there is definitely a split personality. I mean,
is there? Because I don't ever see it.
If you get on the wrong side, if you get on you will see a different side of your Gemini friends if you get on their wrong side. And I would imagine because you are friends, you're not going to get on their wrong side. So you will just see the.
Is it like one day you're happy, like you're bipolar, or is it like you could snap really fast?
Snap very fast.
Oh, okay.
Like with me, my emotions can be switched on and off very quickly. Not so much in anger wise because I'm able to master myself. I don't just flip off and go crazy all the time like when I was a youngster. But more as if I feel disrespected by someone, I can just switch the fuck off and be like,
yeah.
You on that kind of vibe, are you? All right, then, yeah, okay. I'll just make some mental notes of exactly what you're saying, and at a later date, we will have this conversation.
Man, I feel it.
Fun and games, but the star signs, they definitely the characteristics of most of the star signs. I think.
But I do ask like before I meet it's like someone, or when I meet them, I'm like, "What's your sign?" Because I need to know. Because there's certain signs, and I'm like, no.
And what's
like Aquarius? No.
Oh,
Sagittarius? No.
Oh, Sagittarius are quite strange.
I always date Sagittarius too, and it's always trash. I'm always like, oh, they're so self-centered, very selfish. Like I just can't.
You hit the nail.
It's all about them. Yes. I'm like, no, it's about me.
You hit the nail on the head with that one. Selfish.
And my brother's a Sag, and he's the same way.
But you know, in the greater scheme of things, this is the wonders of humanity and the diversity of being on this plane that we call Earth. You know, we've got all of these interesting characters who will either like or will have friction with. You know, it makes life interesting.
Yeah.
So what is your type? Are you down with the tall, dark, and handsome?
Who knows at this point? Apparently not. I'm about to look for a pill and blonde hair, blue eyes. In short, because the way my luck's going with this tall, dark, and handsome, it ain't working out for me.
Well, you know, there's an old saying.
What is it?
Once you go black, you're gonna need a wheelchair.
Oh my God, white chicks,
Yes, you know it well.
Terry Crews. I love that movie.
That shit's funny as hell. It's funny as hell. I watched it recently as well. It always gives me
It's
a
always on
laugh.
TV, right? I love it. So funny.
Most
No,
definitely.
I've dated all type of guys. I dated white guys, black guys, Spanish guys.
So
I don't know.
there's no particular preference. It's just whatever attracts you to that
Yeah.
individual.
I mean, I want to just date a good person.
Hmm.
Where are the good people?
Where are they?
Where are the
They're
good people with no kids at is what
well,
like it's not that I don't like kids. I just hate the baby mom shit. I can't deal with it.
that's based upon your age. You're close to my
It's gonna
age.
be so hard to
It's
find a
gonna
guy
be
with
so difficult, young lady.
well, I'm like the only charm left out here who doesn't have a baby daddy. So
Your baby daddy, right?
like some guy was like, "Oh, I can't wait to give you a baby," and I was like, What about the ring, motherfucker? Because I'm trying to be a wife before
This
some big
is
mom. Like, what do I look like?
look, Danny, you've hit the nail on the head again right
I'm
there.
not a baby mother.
We're
Clearly, why I don't have kids yet.
we're skipping stages. We can't go from
Society is
courting
so messed up. Like, I
to
just can't.
sex to them babies, and then there's no ring, there's no house, there's no marriage. There's
Because people are raised wrong. Like, I wasn't. My parents were married for 40 years, got married, had kids, happy ever after. They're still happy and in love. Like, that's what I want.
and that's how it's supposed to be. But as you say, that they have genetically modified society. Um, in inserted geo-social political terms such as black and white to describe people, and done a total number on us as humanity and as mankind.
I don't know. I'm just happy I don't have a kid. I have dogs and that's it.
Well,
And
look,
my
that
dog's dad isn't around. So even his dad left.
Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Right. Thanks for the dog. Peace.
Hey, but you pretty much financially and emotionally, you pretty much have children with those dogs.
Right. These dogs are very expensive, these French bulldogs. So
They ain't playing.
they are very expensive. You are right about that. Always
Mhm.
something wrong with them. Always eat the most expensive ass foods. I can't.
And they
So
drink, and it's good to give them Perrier water as well rather than tap water.
they have to have like purified water because
Yeah.
of their water stains and all this other shit. I'm like, okay.
It's a wonderful
Like,
thing.
literally, look at this man. See him?
Yeah, yeah.
This
Just
is the
chilling.
baby. He has to touch me 24/7. Like literally, no matter where I'm at, he has to touch me.
Oh, he's
That's
insecure.
but the other one's right here on the ground. Like he loves me too, but he's not the same. Like this one is attached. Like he literally, if I like walk in another room, he follows me. Like he has to know where I'm at all
Your
day long.
mommy, Danii, come on.
I know. I actually love it though, because I always wanted a dog that was obsessed with me, so I finally got it.
So no pit bulls. You in the A and you ain't got no damn pit bull. Come on.
Frenchies. I'm obsessed with Frenchies.
Yeah.
My dream is to have a house full of French bulldogs. Like that's all I want.
Would you consider becoming like a breeder?
No, because I don't really like. This is weird. It's not that I don't believe in it, but I feel like it's wrong. I know that's weird sounding because I bought these dogs. I know they came from a breeder, but like I don't want to be the one doing it. Like it bothers me because I feel like people overdo it and it's like so hard on the dog's body and like
Well,
it's sad for me. Like they have to have C-sections. Like it's just really sad. And like most people just look at them as money and like I don't like that. Like I'm a huge animal lover. Like ask anyone around me. I'm psycho about animals.
I can
like,
tell.
yeah, I eat meat. I'm not a vegetarian. Doesn't mean I don't love animals. I hate people that do that to you. Like, oh, you love animals? Well, you should be vegan. Like, no, like, just leave me alone.
Yeah. Well, there's many people out there who feel exactly the same way as you. And I couldn't give you a figure, but I'm pretty sure there are people who do look at it as a healthy way and not a monetary way of making money and looking after dogs. Those kind
Yeah,
of
I don't
people.
like it. Like it just
Mm,
bothers me. I just feel like they're mistreated and like people just aren't like kind to them. So when I get my Frenchies, I just keep them as regular pets and I get them fixed because it helps them live a healthier and longer life also because they're not as prone to get like, like just whatever cancer,
testicular, yes.
yeah, cancer and like all that stuff. So yeah, I fix them and
Make them happy.
yes.
When you was
So
growing up, Danny, did you know that dogs get testicular cancer? Because when I was growing up, I didn't even know that cats, dogs, and all that shit could even get cancer.
I don't know. I didn't really think about it, but I know that my dad and mom used to always fix our pets like right away, like because we always had cats and dogs like our whole life.
Hmm.
So I don't know. Like I guess I didn't just never even asked. I was just like, okay, we fix our pets.
And it would just living life as little youngsters, not even caring the
Right.
world. Like, yeah, yeah, play a little bit of this, play a little bit of that. Um,
Yeah.
what are we into musically? What's our genres? Are we eclectic or?
No, so like yeah, I actually listen to like everything. Like I listen to like literally everything, but country music a lot, like older music, like classic rock,
Mhm.
80s music, 90s music, like
Yes, the best
that's what I
times.
yes. Like I love like alternative, like pop, like
Hmm.
all type of stuff. Like I was listening to like Celine Dion's my favorite singer, like Celine Dion when I woke up today, and then I was listening to Phil Collins, like Rod
Okay.
Stewart yesterday. Like I love like older music. Like I feel like
Yeah.
I'm an old soul. Like I don't know.
The big stuff. What about, do you like the Motown stuff as well?
The what?
Motown, Tamala Motown.
No, it's not really my thing. It's like it's funny because my thing, like growing up, like in my family, would be like I would quiz my mom and dad like what year like a song came out, like the name of
Okay.
the band, like the band members, like because it's like from 80s music. Like I don't know how I'm so good at it, but I'm like a pro. Like I just I know things like that. Like
Duran Duran, Echo and the Bunny Men.
no, not that, not like that. More like Def Leppard and like Led Zeppelin
Ah,
and like
White Snake.
Journey, like stuff like that, like those type of bands, like
Mm.
80s.
Best year,
Yeah.
man. Those are the best times, man. The 80s.
I still listen to all that music too.
And we had the best movies them times as well. 80s
Oh, I
and
love
90s.
80s movies is like my favorite. I was watching the Goonies the other day.
Oh shit, the Goo. I was just about to say that the
I was gonna say, how old
Goonies.
are you? You know the Goonies.
I'm in my 40s.
Oh, okay, okay. So you know the Goonies.
Yeah, man. Goonies was dope. Did, did,
Yes, I
didn't,
love all those movies.
wasn't there talk of a Goonies 2 or something?
You know what my favorite movies are? The National Lampoon Vacation with Chevy
Oh,
Chase.
fucking hell.
Fucking
You
Christmas Vacation. Every
girlfriend.
year we watch it at my mom's house. We still watch it every year. And then like Wally World. And
Wally.
did you do the European Vacation?
Yes, indeed. And he's driving around the fucking roundabout for until it went night.
When they were in Paris?
Yeah. No,
I
no, there
love
wasn't.
that
No, there wasn't in
movie.
Paris. It wasn't in England.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. You're right. You're right.
Yes.
I
Yo,
love that movie.
man. You're on it, mademoiselle. I like your taste in movies. Yes.
Yes.
Did you
I
ever go
love
down the Ernest P. Worrell realm?
the what?
Ernest.
Um, I was just watching Ernest Scared Stupid the other day. I love Ernest. You know he died
Shit, did he?
in real life.
Oh man. What, recently I take it?
I don't remember. My mom was telling me she's like he died, but I forget. I gotta look it up. I don't know if it was like overdose or something weird. I forgot. But yeah, Ernest died. And it's like weird.
Damn. Yeah, he was a funny
Yeah,
bastard.
that movie was like huge in my childhood. But like, do you ever like watch those movies from your childhood like now and then be like, it's so fake, but back then it was like so real? Like,
Yes,
you know what I
totally.
mean?
But look, we can
Like the
even.
Gremlins
Oh,
and like,
nah, nah, Gremlins is still classic. Gremlins is still
yeah.
classic. If we go
I
back
used to
a.
love Leprechauns. All the Leprechaun movies growing up were my favorites. Like,
Ooh, yeah,
I
yeah,
loved
yeah,
him,
yeah.
Leprechaun.
If we go back to Jason and the Argonauts,
What's that?
that young lady, you're missing out. This was done like in the 70s or some shit.
Oh, I don't know.
It's like an epic. It's like a 4-hour film, and it's like it's like Greek mythology and monsters and all kind of shit. It's kind of like I guess what's that popular series that's that everyone
Twilight
talks?
Zone,
No, it's like a
Stranger Things.
no, it's a fantasy Vikingy kind of thing. And
Oh, Game of
Game
Thrones.
of Thrones is kind of like that, I would say, but like a real like the originator of Game of Thrones, I'd say that would be a good way to describe
Oh,
it.
okay. I never got into the Game of Thrones. My parents did, but I didn't.
No, I've never watched the episode. Never watched an
Me
episode.
either. I have three favorite shows. Do you know them?
Um, well, you said Stranger Things, right? That's
No,
dope.
that's not my favorite. I have three favorite shows.
Okay, and
I
these are
haven't.
these are current ones.
Not really. No,
Okay, three
like
favorite
90s, 2000s,
90s and
and
okay.
there's one that's current. Yeah.
Okay, 90s and 2000. No, you're gonna have to give them. There's so much. Saved by the Bell. Let's go for that.
No, but that was a little bit before me. Like I was a little too like young to even get into it when it was
Okay.
cool. Like my
Yeah.
my aunt who's like 3 years older than me, that was her favorite. But Friends is my favorite show.
Oh, fuck that shit. Friends. I'm surprised.
I watch it every night, still to this day. And Sex in the City, still watch it every day. And Shameless. I love Shameless.
Shameless is fucking.
I rewatch them all. I love them.
Yeah, Shameless. Out of all the ones you said there, Shameless, I can agree. Shameless was it was
Sex
interesting.
in the City is so educational though.
Come on, fill me in on in what respects?
Oh my God, you gotta watch it. Have you ever seen an episode?
I watched a few
You want to know
way
why I
back.
love it now so much? It's because like I'm finally like a single woman in her 30s. So like every episode I can relate to like what the fuck they're saying. It's like about how all guys suck and
So it's like a diary of sorts of
yeah, so like
yeah.
Carrie Bradshaw, which is Sarah Jessica Parker, she's the main character and she's a writer and she lives in New York City and like it's basically like four best friends who are like single and not single and it's like all about like their lives and what they go through and like it's always like her writing like about like what's going on like like
Yeah.
whatever the
Mhm.
case is, but it's always like an educational thing. It's like why guys do this or why guys do that or why women are single. It's just like I don't know, and I'm always like, oh my God, that's why. Like I'm always like, hello, like
That's
I
why
can just
it's
relate to all
super
of it.
relatable to you. That's why.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's a really good show. I love it to this day. I still watch. I actually fell asleep to it last night. I'll take turns. I'm like, am I in the mood for Friends tonight, Shameless, or Sex in the City? So
I've got one for you. I've got one for you.
okay,
American Gods.
I don't know it.
It's I think it's on its third or fourth season. I think it was originally on ABC. You can find it on Netflix, I'm pretty sure, if not on Amazon Prime. But I think, based upon our conversation, I think you will find that quite interesting, funny, entertaining, and if you want to do some additional research, very interesting.
American Guts.
Gods, Gods.
Oh God.
Yes.
Oh, what is it about?
It's about. I'll give you a very brief synopsis. There's a character called Moon. He's a black gentleman, and his wife died. Did his wife die? His wife died, but all this mysterious stuff starts happening, and he meets this guy called who used to play a very famous character in England called Lovejoy. His real name escapes me currently, but this guy is basically a Norse god, and throughout the whole of these series is they're meeting up with these modern forms of gods from the olden days, but now in modern times, and they're on these little missions, and there's a leprechaun, but he's not short, he's like 6 foot and built like a brick shit house, and it's very, very funny and a little bit violent at times, but you'll be in stitches watching it, man. I'm telling you.
Oh my God, I'm gonna look it up.
I highly recommend it. I've recommended it to pretty much all of my guests to partake. It's worth a watch. It's definitely worth a watch. I'm not getting paid by them either. They should pay me for all the times I've watched it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Hello.
Oh, we need the endorsements, man. We need those checks to start coming
Right.
in.
Hello.
Let's do this, man. So as we wind down, I know your time is very precious, mademoiselle. On a spiritual level, what did we grow up as, and what do we currently sort of identify as or follow?
Christian.
Okay.
For yeah.
Baptist?
What about you? No. I don't really have a denomination.
Okay.
But my dad's family is Catholic, so like they grew up Catholic, but me and my brother really didn't like. My parents never really like forced us to like grow up Catholic. It was just kind of like if we wanted to, or it was there, but we didn't really. So
okay, I was
my
raised.
dad was like forced into it, so he like hated it. So he just never wanted us to like, feel like we were forced into like catechism and all that. So
make your
but
choice.
I don't know. I'm just kind of like an energy person. Like I'm just more like I don't know. I mean, obviously I believe in God and stuff like that, but I'm just kind of open to like
the journey to the Most High.
Right.
Oh God, yes. Yeah, and
right. So
the older we get, the more we get to understand, understand, overstand that, you know, there is one main path of sorts, but there are also other ways to get there, if you know what I mean.
Exactly. So
yes,
yeah.
I'm similar of sorts. I was raised Roman Catholic.
Oh, you were?
Indeed, indeed. Altar boy and all the rest of the things, and
yeah. So I don't know. I just watched too many like things about the Catholic Church. It's like
oh, exactly,
so
exactly.
much bad stuff. Like, why are all the priests rapists and child molesters and rape boys? Like, it's just weird. Like, what is that? What was it called? The Traitors? What is that show on Netflix called with the nun who comes up missing because she knew too much and they killed her?
Oh shit! No, I don't know about that.
Oh my god, it's like the best documentary I've ever seen in my entire life. What is it? It's called like one word. It's like something, and it's like the front of it is like a nun in black and white photo. It's the lady. So basically she knew what they were doing. It was like a school in like Boston or somewhere. She knew what all the priests were doing to all the girls. Like they were like raping all the girls in the school.
Oh,
and like they would get pregnant and all type of crazy stuff. And like they were raping the boys, like doing all this crazy things. And like the nun was gonna do something about it. And then they killed her. But to this day, it's like unknown what happened to her. They covered it up, but long story short, like everyone knows what happened. I think her name was like, dang, it's bothering me. It's on Netflix.
Yeah,
but it's
I'll check
so
it out.
good. It's gonna make you be like, double think the Catholic Church.
Oh, well, Danii. I have rethought the most modern religions. I have looked into them in very much detail over this last 20 years. And the Catholic religion was one of the first things I examined and dissected. And yeah, that's not something. Look, there's a lot of good people who are within the denomination of Roman Catholicism, but the institution itself is rotten to the core.
Yeah, I feel like they just want money.
And unfortunately, as you just highlighted, there are some people, some wicked, evil people who utilize these organizations and these structures to carry out evil on innocents.
Yeah, so I don't know. Not my thing.
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely
but on
not.
a lighter note, I just dropped my YouTube channel.
Well, hey.
I don't know if you've seen Danii Banks TV. So I'm focusing on my YouTube channel right now, and I'm doing like a docu-series of like kind of like of my life, and then I'm doing just kind of like it's kind of like a reality show.
Okay.
It's
That
kind of
sounds
cool.
good.
There's, like, episodes up already right now. So it's if you go to DannyBanks.tv,
Mhm.
it'll take you to my YouTube and you'll like be able to see. So make sure you subscribe. It's kind of cool. We're gonna be dropping probably an episode like probably like 3 episodes a week.
That's a lot. How long are the
Yeah.
episodes
So
going to
like
be?
my camera guy, he's just is with me all everywhere I go now. So it's like
Ah,
fun. So we're like always filming stuff and we
so
have a lot of stuff planned coming
how
up. So
how long can we expect the episodes to be approximately?
one is like 11 minutes, one's 14 minutes, like there's one for 7, like it just depends on what it is.
Okay.
But
You know
they're just
what?
and they're all real. It's none of it's like fake or like acting or like
Come
set up.
on,
Like
Danny,
he's literally just
Danny.
I swear to God, like if you go watch the one I
No,
just
no, no,
posted,
no.
like
Listen. I'm not disputing it. I'm saying, look, you're on CFR Network now. We don't do
uh
fakery and foolery. Everything's real over here.
well, I'm saying like some people, stage it, like, but like my shit is like real. Like the one is Danny dying. Like I was really like dying and like the ambulance came. It was crazy. Like it's all on camera. And like that's the last episode I just put up and people are like, what happened to you? Like it's nuts.
I will
So
make sure the
I can't tell
link.
you, you gotta watch it.
Oh no, definitely not, definitely not. I will most definitely go over there and make sure I subscribe. I'll make sure I put the link below in the description.
Yes.
Throw out all of the rest of your social media as well, mademoiselle.
Yeah. Okay. So you can follow me on Instagram at Danii.banks. So my name is spelled with 2 I's, 1 N. So it's DANII.banks. And then I have a second page. It's Big Danny Banks because people call me Big Danny. It's just like a thing. So it's big.danny.banks. And then I have my DannyBanks.tv Instagram as well as the website. So my YouTube is still DannyBanks.tv. And then I have a TikTok that I just started TikToking. So follow
You're
me on
doing it
TikTok before
all.
they delete me again because my last page got deleted. They just blocked me for everything. But
So wait,
anyway,
so Danny, are you going on too wild on the TikToks or something? Like, why the banner
I'll
here?
literally like have something on that's more covering than this and they block it. So I'm just like, whatever, I
Ah,
give up. Like they body shame and discriminate against curvy women. So it's whatever. But I have another TikTok I made. So it's your favorite snow bunny, like URFAVSNOBUNNI, because they blocked Danny Banks. So I can even make one. It's just it's a joke, but
yeah, you've got a big target on you on TikTok. TikTok don't like Danny Banks.
I know, right? It's sick. And then I have a Twitter, your favorite snow bunny, as well as same as my TikTok, but they also deleted me because of my profile photo. Like I was in a bikini and they
Wait a
deleted my
minute,
Twitter.
wait a minute, wait a minute, Danny.
And the people post pornos on Twitter.
I
It
was
just doesn't
just
make sense.
about to say the same thing.
But I guess your profile picture they are picky about. And it was me in like a bikini, but I guess it was from the wrong angle that they accept. So they deleted my whole Twitter.
But as you
And I
say,
tried to fight and they wouldn't give it back. So I started a new Twitter, which is your favorite snow bunny, same as TikTok. And then I don't have Facebook. So that's all
oh,
my social
you don't
medias.
you don't need a Facebook. I don't think many people use
I have a
Facebook.
Facebook, but it's like my real name and it's
Yeah,
like for my family. So
exactly. Well, you know what I
like
mean.
my grandma.
Yeah. we don't want people going over there. You know,
That's Danielle. Like I'm Danielle over there.
yeah, that's personal, man. We got, there's a difference.
Exactly.
We got to keep the personal stuff where it's supposed to be, and the public domain stuff is there for a reason.
Exactly. So right now I'm just really focused on my YouTube channel and I'm currently building a house in Vegas. I just sold my house in Atlanta, so I'm moving to Vegas and LA. So I'm buying a condo in LA, house in Vegas.
You're
So I'm
doing it.
moving out west. I'm taking the talents to the west.
You're doing it, man. You doing it big, Miss Banks.
Trying, I'm trying.
Last two questions for you.
Okay.
Based upon your voluptuous shape, how did you cope with that stuff sort of growing up? Did you embrace it, or was it something that you had to kind of grow into, or like what was that
It's
experience?
something that I bought after I grew up. Yeah,
Okay.
but all's well now.
But indeed, indeed. What was that? Was that painful? The after effects, I take it? Like
I
the
don't know. I
recovery?
mean, all surgery is painful.
Mm,
You get over it.
yeah.
It's worth
Tylenol,
it.
pop them Tylenols.
Yep. It's all worth it in the end.
Indeed, indeed, mademoiselle. Um, have you had fun today?
I had a lot of fun today. Thank you for having me. And also, I had a lot of fun shooting today. So I have a lot of cool stuff coming up. I did a bathtub scene. It was really dope. I did like the firework thing. And then
Yes.
I did, what else did I do? Oh, I did like some stuff in like a Barbie thing, like in my bathroom, because it's like all white and like it's super like nice. And then what else did I do? I can't even think. How many looks? Oh, I just got all this really cute Louis stuff. I did like a Barbie little. I'm always Barbie, you know me, like in pink stuff. So, and then I took some pictures with my dogs. I always throw them in the shoe if I can get them to sit still and stare at the camera, but it's impossible, I swear.
No matter how many treats you give them.
Oh my God, you heard the word. Don't say that word.
Ah,
Preat. We have to spell
yeah,
things around here. You can't
yeah.
say Parkie and you can't say Walkie. If you say those words, they'll go crazy.
Oh, are those kind of dogs, and when you say that, they run for the leads and start shaking their tails and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
And then if you
yeah.
say like, let's go BYE, they go crazy.
Okay, yeah.
They're smart.
There's you. I was just about to say it.
My
Very smart.
baby dog, the tan one, he watches TV, and if there's an animal on there, runs to the TV and goes crazy.
That's an odd thing. That is not all
I
dogs
was
do
posting
that.
it earlier. He does that. Like he watches TV, and if he like sees like I don't even want to say that word. He knows it.
Yeah,
HORSE.
yeah,
He
yeah.
goes crazy. Those are his favorite animals. And so back
Mm.
home, like I'm from like the country, and like there's a lot of like Amish people and like horses. His eye just opened. I can't. These dogs are so smart. He goes nuts. Like literally, he goes insane.
In a good way or a vicious way, in an attack way?
No, like in a good way, but like
Okay.
he just wants to see what they are. Like he's
Yeah.
just so like, what are those things? And he knows that they're animals, and he just like they love
Inquisitive.
animals. Like I take him to the Parkie, and they like
Mm.
love it.
Like,
That's
mommy,
their
mommy, like where have you taking me today? Like, what's all
They're
these
literally
news?
little kids, but I take them places all the time. They go everywhere. They've literally been to LA, Vegas, Phoenix, Miami, Orlando, Michigan, Ohio, Nashville. They've been everywhere.
How do you do that on a plane?
Yeah, I used to fly them everywhere with like an assistant. I had to have someone hold one and I hold the other. But
Okay.
they just changed the rules now that they can't be emotional support. They have to be um what are they called? Service animals, and they're not service dogs. And I'm like, what the hell is service is a French bulldog gonna do? But
One, I'm surely you can pay
all they do is sleep
somebody.
and fart.
No, no. Well, yeah, but they don't need you. Surely you can pay somebody, and those two animals of yours can become service
I'm
dogs.
gonna find out because lately I've been having to drive them places and it's too much. Well, my mom does for me because I'm like, I can't do it. But
Mom, I need the dogs
my
traveling.
mom actually, that's why I have to cut short. My mom lands tonight at 8 because she was in Florida with her dad and she's like flying back to here to get my dogs for
Yeah.
me.
No problem
So
at all. It's been
my
wonderful. It has been wonderful. Truly enjoyed the conversation, mademoiselle. As I said, I'll make
thank
sure I've put
you.
links below. Make sure you go over and follow this young lady, and let's see if we can get up to 200 million followers on
You're right, 200 million.
on the old Instagram and stuff, you know. Yeah, glad you enjoyed. Take care. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, and most definitely share.